Task 1. Comparison. I will be comparing the magazine I have created during my coursework sessions and an edition of Mojo magazine in which it features an indie rock band as its focus. My magazine, entitled RPM, is an indie rock magazine that focuses on all conventions of what indie rock fans like and support, such as clothes, instruments, concerts and festivals, but most importantly, the music. Mojo is also an indie magazine that combines with other genres to give it the target audience, fans of the classic rock genre. Many of the artists incorporated in Mojo magazine are what influence indie rock today, therefore making this magazine a key interest to the indie rocker society. The main image is fairly similar on both magazines, as they both fill the whole page, making them one of the most dominant things on the page. They both have a contrasting colour, as RPM is black and white, in contrast with the masthead, and Mojo front cover has a contrast in vibrant colours, making it stand out on the shelf. The use of direct address draws the reader in both images, as it gives them a sense of involvement. The main difference between the two is that on the RPM front cover, the picture is underneath the masthead, whereas on the front cover of the Mojo magazine it is above. This is due to the different status of the magazines, and the RPM is less known, therefore requires the masthead to be in full view, whereas Mojo have a publisher loyalty, so can make the picture more dominant over the masthead. This brings us on to the masthead, as they are both fairly similar. They are both bold, sans serif font, and the colour white. They both jump off the page, as the Mojo masthead has a drop shadow, whereas the RPM masthead has a red background, making a white and colour effect to stand out. The bold capital letters are used in both to make the masthead seem to be most important and crucial text on the front cover. The standout difference between the two mastheads are that the Mojo masthead is significantly bigger than the RPM. A bigger masthead is conventional, however I believe it would be less effective with more cover lines on the page. The cover lines is the most significant difference between the two front covers, as on RPM the central space of the magazine is used by cover lines, whereas on Mojo there are very few at the top of the magazine. The main cover line, however, is very similar, as they are both situated underneath the face of the main image in large white writing. This is effective as it is bigger than the rest of the text on the page, making it stand out more. The use of serif font on the Mojo magazine makes the magazine target the older audience, also interested in the magazine. The use of less cover lines once again links back to Mojo magazine being more known than RPM, making it easier for them to attract a reader with less information, as there is a sense of publisher loyalty. A big similarity in the two contents pages is the layout, as in both there is a list of page numbers and names on the left hand side of the page, as well as on the right there being a main image and then smaller images with names and page numbers attached to them. This allows ease for the reader, as it is a crucial part for them to navigate the magazine quickly. The main image is also located in the same place. This is important as it is dominated on the page, and therefore makes the reader want to skip to that page even more. The biggest difference in format is that of the spacing of pictures and the columns, but this is the case in Mojo because it is a double page spread also. The contents page in Mojo does not have a title, but has the masthead repeated again at the top in large lettering. This is different to RPM, as that has the title of contents and the masthead repeated smaller in the bottom left hand corner. The use of the masthead again is to gain publisher loyalty. I think the use of the title, like RPM's, is more effective, as it tells the reader clearly what the page contains and why there is a list of numbers and page names down one side. This is more conventional in a magazine than what Mojo have done. RPM and Mojo have similar conventions on the double page spread, however has different ways in displaying this. The text is displayed in conventional columns in both Mojo and RPM. However, the drop cap is significantly larger in Mojo than in RPM. This is due to the font in Mojo being serif, and it's suiting the larger drop cap than the sans serif font in which the RPM article is written. I believe the sans serif font is more conventional to an indie magazine as it shows informality. Both the articles are topped with a byline which is bigger and bolder than the rest of the text. Acting as a sample text, it allows the reader to understand the purpose of the text. There is not a title in Mojo like there is in RPM, but this is due to a double page spread just before containing a title. This is more effective when it comes to a feature story, as it allows the reader to understand that the section about the artist has begun. The image on the double page spread in both magazines are completely different, as in RPM the picture fills the page and has pull quote overlapping the photo, whereas in Mojo it fills only half the page and the pull quote is the footer to the picture. I believe RPM is more effective due to the picture dominating the pages, therefore incorporating two types of media well. There is also no direct address in RPM, compared to Mojo magazine where there is more. The lack of direct address in RPM allows the article to hook the reader more than the picture. This is less conventional than Mojo, who use direct address as well as the language of the article to hook the reader. Finally, there is a similarity through the use of page numbers and masthead in the bottom corner of each of the pages. The repeating subjection to the masthead can make it seem memorable and build up that crucial publisher loyalty for readers. In conclusion, the biggest similarity between the two magazines is the use of cohesion and how each page links to each other. Both RPM and Mojo do this with colours and font. This makes the magazine flow well and gives it more of a professional approach.